Yay! Hello, guys. How are you doing? Actually, let me put my volume down. And let's see if I'm going to be live. We know there's a huge delay. So let me wait. I see myself. Yeah, I can see myself, which is awesome. How are you doing, guys? How are you today? Yay, April and guys, months are just passing so fast, and these glasses, oh my God, I really gotta go to the eye specialist, to the optometrist, because these glasses are so terrible now. I think I'm getting so let's see who's here. But wait, guys, let me just clean it up. All right, so we have here Eli. Hello, Eli. Good evening. Oops, okay. Terezinha, Adélia, who else is here? Emerson, Mark Antonio, Walter, Anna, Karaja, what's up? Hello, guys. One more Tuesday class here. Yay, today's grammar, right? Last class we had some vocab, and today's grammar. So I remember that every week we switch. So grammar, vocab, grammar, vocab, grammar, vocab. And today we're going to have some grammar. How was your weekend, guys? What did you guys do? I was just reading some of your comments that you were just in the 10-hour of immersion. That's so great, guys. Every time you can. Hey, Margaretti. Immersions are always so good because it's a great opportunity that you guys have to speak more English, to practice better your English, learn more vocab. So this is super great. Well, guys, today I'm going to get started, okay? Like, I'm not going to get with so many questions, but today I'm going to start sharing my screen so you can already see it, and especially because there's some time that like a few minutes until like you can see it. A few seconds actually. Share. I guess you can see my screen by now. So lesson number 43. Oh my God. As I was telling you, like the same way as we're just about to start our lesson number 43. Guys, we're already in April. Like, okay, the month has just started. And it's just crazy to think that if we don't start putting our goals into practice, if we don't, hold tight to what we have, we're all busy, we all have things to do. But if we don't concentrate on the things that we have to do, and I'm so happy for you, I'm so happy to see that you guys are just studying crazy, like me too, 10 hours. This is crazy and awesome at the same time. So guys, congratulations. That's it. If you want to have different results, if you want to, have a different outcome, I really want you guys to do different things, and that's it. Immersion. Yeah, and that's it, guys. Just do different things, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna have you're gonna be surprised, actually, and this is something great. So lesson 43, as I was telling you, today we're gonna talk about future. That's right. We have already been through present. Remember, simple present, all the rules and exceptions and so on. If this is your first time watching live, let me know here in the comments. And if you have skipped any other class we had, like any of the 43 lessons, make sure to watch it, because some of the things we're gonna see here, especially like future where we're going to, this is something that I kind of started the topic when we were just learning about can, could, should. Remember the modal verbs and the future of can. I talked a little bit of will and going to, not into D, because that was not the topic. And some of you were asking me to bring this topic, so I really planned to bring this future. But guys, I have something to tell you. It's not only will and going to that we have as a future, but today I'm just going to talk about these two ones. And in another class, maybe in a month, I'm gonna bring the other two ones, because yes, we have 4 different types of future in English. future, will, and going to are the most common types of future that we have in English, but we do have other types. Don't worry about it. We're still going to talk about it in May. This class is already planned, and I've already developed it, and I'm going to bring to you guys. Hey, Adelia, 11 hours immersion. Claudinha, Marilda, hello. So today we're just gonna focus on these two ones, and I really think it's super, super important that you come with me and understand each one of them, because it's not that hard. It's just a matter of really trying to understand each one, and not only the structure, the way it works in the affirmative, negative, and interrogative, but also when it comes to the usage of it. Because yes, we have different situations that we use will and to be, going to. So some of you have been asking me, like, this is like crazy when we start thinking, what's the difference? What's the main difference between will and to be, going to? And we're just like, don't know the answer or how to use it. And today I really want to help you out to get this difference. Okay, so guys, let's get it started, and I'm gonna start with will. Okay, so when to use, when is the first situation that we use? So guys, just pay attention here. We're gonna have 4 different usages for will, 4 different types of situation that we use will in English, right? After that, I'm going to tell you about the structure itself. So affirmative, negative, interrogative, how to use, and things like that. Okay. So the first usage of will, like the first case scenario that we're going to have a will in our sentence, guys, it's not will, it's will. There's an L. So will, right? So the first one is like for quick decisions, right? And I would say this is like the first mistake that we usually make in English, because we tend to translate that to Portuguese. Actually, when we think of building a sentence in English, and we think, of course, in Portuguese, because that's the process in our mind. So we know how to do it in Portuguese, and we try to do it in English. We make that mistake. And remember what I always tell you, don't translate. Understand the usage, understand how to use it, when to use it. This is another very perfect example. So, for example, I'm tired. I'll get some rest. Or I'll have a burrito. No guaca, please. I'll call you later. These are some of the sentences that in Portuguese we use in the present tense, in the simple present. Hey, Manuel. So we use in the simple present. Não é assim que a gente fala, eu te ligo mais tarde. Eu até posso falar, eu vou te ligar mais tarde. But usually in Portuguese we say, tá bom, eu te ligo mais tarde. So you don't say in English, I call you later. You don't bring it to present tense, because you're just telling someone that it's a future situation, and it's something that is going to happen in the future. Remember that present tense or simple present, it's something that you use like as a habit, things that you do on your daily routine, things that belong to your daily routine, and not to a plan in the future, right? So if you're just telling me that you call your dad every day, okay, that's something that belongs to your present, to your routine. But when I say I'll call you later, especially, this is another tip that I like to give you. Always pay attention, or always consider in your mind the time of the action. Time expression usually helps a lot, because, for instance, when you're just thinking like every day, like or every other day, these are some of the expressions that we have for like simple present and daily routine connected. But when I say later and tomorrow or next week, these are things that are not related to the present. So you really have to work with the structure related to the future. What I mean is, before translating, before making the sentence in your head, or just trying to, build it up and say, I think this is the way it works, just try to understand the difference between present and future without the translation, right? So if I'm just about to tell you an action that I'll do in the future, like 5 minutes ahead or 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 days, 2 weeks, so that's future, right? So that's why I'll call you later. Por mais que a gente fale em português, eu te ligo mais tarde, right? Or, por exemplo, I'll have a burrito, no guaca, please. I would say that when I'm in a restaurant and I'm ordering. And in Portuguese, você não traduz eu vou ter. Remember the verb to have. We always use it, okay, for possessions, for actions as well. But it's also very related to meals in general, right? To food, drinks. So when you say I'll have a beef burrito, I'm talking about food. It's the same as I'll eat, right? But again, this is your action that belongs to the future. So you don't say I eat. Né? Eu vou comer, então eu quero, em português seria mais ou menos isso, né? Eu quero um burrito em português, né? De carne. So I'll have, okay, yeah, can you say I want or I would like? Yes, you can. But in case you want to work with the verb to have, it's not I have, but I'll have, like I'll eat a big burrito no guaca. Okay, Sandra, hello. How are you doing? All right, so that's the first usage. This is super common when you have quick decisions, things that you've just happened, that it has just occurred in your mind, and you really want to, you know, just say that you're gonna do that. So yeah, I'll help you later. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So quick decisions. Second usage is to help volunteer. Right? So, for instance, you're pregnant and you shouldn't be carrying this. I'll help you. So when you're trying to help someone and it's like right away or it's something in the future, so you say, I'll help you. Like, give me one bag here, or I'll pay that bill. Don't worry, because I'm volunteer to pay that bill for you, or I will volunteer at this event tonight. Right? So, and these other two situations that we also have a future. So this is super, super used. And guys, like taking your driver's license, right? Remember when you started driving for the first time and you had to take your driver's license? It was like, okay, so I have to look at the mirrors and I have to, you know, switch from one to the first and second. Oh, someone. So this is something that you have to think very carefully before driving, and you got to be extra cautious, and you have to remember all the movements before driving, because, you know, in the beginning everything is just so new. The same happens when you're just working with, like, I don't know, phrasal verbs or future. You do have some little rules, and it might sound a little boring, or even worse, annoying, like, do I really have to memorize it? You don't have to memorize that, but when you understand a little bit more of each one of these case scenarios, things start to make a little bit more clear. So when you watch a TV show, when you, I don't know, listen to a song, when someone is just talking in English, just speaking English with you, and you say, why is this person just using future? Like, future makes no sense in here, like, because this is present. Like, te ligo mais tarde. What should I use? I'll call you later, because you're talking about quick decisions. So it might sound a little annoying, like I have to memorize 4 rules for a will. I would say the opposite. Understand. So when someone uses it, or when you feel like using it and you don't know whether to use will or going to, you're going to be a little bit more sure about it. So that's why I really want you guys to memorize this. In the beginning, it might sound a little annoying, but like every new thing in our lives, like sometimes I'm just trying to learn new things to edit my videos, because I'm the one who edit my videos on YouTube. Woo! My battery, my computer battery. Okay. So I'm the one who edited my video, and sometimes I'm trying to learn new ways of editing faster and better. So, oh my God, I have to press this letter and then this button and then this. It's just like so many things to memorize. But this is just the beginning, because after like 2, 3, 4 times practicing it, You say, oh, I think I can do it. I think I've already memorized it. So one exercise that I would like to give you, every time that you see a structure being used with the future will, just very, very lightly try to understand what type of usage he used it. Okay, I have two more to explain, but I'm just telling you that try to recognize, like playing a game, what type of what are the scenarios that are being used with will in this case, or try to remember from our class the things that we have. Okay. Hey, this is Nair. Hi, Erika and everyone. Good evening. I'm here after the immersion with Mairo Vergara. Ah, that's so great. Welcome. What else? Two more situations that we have with will, right? Those like we're talking about the future, okay, my dear? Future will and going to. That's our topic today, all right? So, promises. This one is super interesting because every time that we feel like promising someone something, again, we're going to use future. So don't worry, I won't tell anyone, or I promise, oh, not promise, it's just promise. I'll call you tonight. He will finish that tonight. So every time, guys, that you just realize that you have an obligation to do something, that you feel like you should be doing that thing, and you just want to make sure, just want the other person to know and make sure that you are going to do that, like to really feel that you are going to accomplish that task, use will, right? So don't worry, I won't tell anyone, like your secret's safe with me, right? That's the message. He will finish that tonight. Like, you can count on him. He has never failed before. He's really, how can I say, compromised, yeah, to his things. So don't worry, because he will get this thing done, you know. I think I mentioned that. Yeah, no. So, and dreams as well. So, for example, one day I'll learn another language. Every time you have dreams, again, these are things that we have for the future, but they're still dreams because you're working on them. These are just things that are on my mind. I really want to, you know, one day accomplish it. So I'll say, one day I'll learn another language, or I will travel to Bora Bora when we have money. So we do have that kind of relation to the future form that I'm going to mention here. Express actions that are far in the future. So this is something that we usually relate to will, and this is a very easy way of memorizing will. Like every time that we have an action that is in the future, but it's not like near future. What do I mean by near future? It's like today, next week, next month. It's just something like so much further that you have no idea if this is going to happen or not. So you use will. But guys, as you could see, you just can't rely on that explanation like, oh, you are only going to use will in the really further future. If you consider that, you're going to make lots of mistakes, because we have situations like making promises, like quick decisions. Quick decisions is one of the most common ones. You don't say, I'm going to call you later. You can, but grammatically speaking, like the other person will understand you, right? But if you need, for example, to write a more formal email, if you're talking to someone or something like that, this person, like, again, will understand you. But I'm pretty sure that you guys want to learn how to express, of course, and also to speak the correct English. So just follow these rules. Like, they're really, really tiny ones, but if you work hard, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to memorize them. All these rules, I mean. Okay, so as I was telling you, express actions that are far in the future, like we'll travel to Japan in 2 years, like I'll try to find a new job next year. She'll plan a new party like that in 8 months, right? For threats as well. If you don't stop, I'll tell your mom. These are like promises, but sometimes in a negative way because you're threatening someone, right? Like, you will regret if you don't finish that. It's a promise, but in the negative way. So if it's like easier for you to memorize, think of like promises for good situations and for bad situations as well. Like, I won't talk to you while you don't finish that. I don't know. Again, I'm just making you a promise to the negative side, but I am, right? So promises, threats, you can bring this two into one box if it's easier for you to memorize, right? So I swear to God, I'll fire you if you don't show up tomorrow. Okay? So these are some of the situations that we have when to use. We have one more here, guys. When you're not sure if something will happen or not. And now I have a tricky tip for you. Perhaps, maybe, I guess, I think, I imagine, I'm not sure, but I think, I don't know, but I guess. So these are some of the things that we have that will help us use will. Every time that you're talking again about the future situation, and this is basically something that you're not really sure. So since you're not really sure, it's just like Portuguese. We add some expressions that will show that we are uncertain of that situation. So like, maybe I won't go to the party. Or I imagine my parents won't be home tomorrow. So you're talking about the future, but uncertain future, but more than that, you have something that will help you, you know? And so keep these expressions. Perhaps and maybe are the same, okay? No difference at all. Like perhaps, maybe. Perhaps it's a little bit more formal, I'll say. Maybe it's a little bit more informal, but they're both the same thing. The same like, I guess, I think, I imagine, they're all the same, okay? So maybe my parents will come and visit me in August. I'm not sure, but I guess your boss will get mad at you. Guys, mad at, right? Bravo com alguém, it's not mad with. It's just like mad at. Assim como ser bom em algo, to be good at, right? So be careful with the pronunciation, preposition. And pronunciation as well. I guess he will propose and I'm so nervous, right? I guess. So I'm not sure. So that's why I'm going to use will. Will is very related to uncertainty as well, as you can tell. But not only, remember, real predictions. There are so many different situations and usages here, guys. I know that. But I don't know you guys. I really, really like understanding. I'm the type of person that when I'm learning something, I really want to understand why. Like, why is the, let's say, the open question that we have in English that I use the most in my life. It's not like what or how, but why? Why is so important? So why are we using will? Why do we have to learn about will? Why do I have to use it like that? So when you try to understand why, everything, in my opinion, just happens to be much easier because you have the answers to your questions, and it's not like you're just trying to know everything by heart. You're just trying to, memorize it really hard. You're just trying to understand it. So yeah, okay. So when we have situations in the future for quick decisions, and not that you have to get a piece of paper and say, oh, yeah, okay, number 1, number 2, what is number 7 again? No, it's not that. I'm just putting numbers here actually to organize because this is a lesson, this is a class, but I want you to have to link the things like I did with regards to promises and threats. Right? Because in a certain way, threats are promises, right? So try to link one to the other because these things will help you understand not only better, but also use it better. Guys, I'm doing all these things in here because I want to help you more than understand. I want to help you use it, right? I don't want you guys to be scared or even unsure of what type of future to use in English, you know. So guys, one more case. We use will for real predictions. Real predictions. Be careful because I'm not talking about uncertain plans. I'm not talking about plans. I'm talking about predictions. Things that you believe are going to happen, but real ones. So just some example here. Just let's imagine, actually, I'm not going to imagine because that's my reality here. Like when I look outside my window, like it's very, very cloudy and the clouds are very, very dark. And I've checked like a couple hours before, and it was said that around 7, 8 p.m., right now it's 6:30 p.m. here. So around 7 or 8 p.m. it would rain. And I really believe it's going to rain because it's like so dark. The clouds are so dark. So I can tell you guys, it will rain. Oh, it's like I will rain. It will rain. Tá, gente? Não é it. It will rain in a few minutes. So, because I checked the app, Ana, depois eu vou falar com você, amor, que tem essas coisinhas pra gente arrumar, tá bom? Antes de eu subir pro pessoal no coisa, tá bom? So, it will rain in a few minutes, right? So, the thing here is, because I checked the app and I looked outside and both things are just telling me that it's going to rain. So, they are real predictions, right? Or another example, oh my God, Tuca will kill me when I get home. And it is because I bought a $3,000 Jimmy Choo. It's a brand of shoes. Of course, I don't have it because in my opinion, it's nonsense and I don't have that money. So my husband will kill me. So if I buy it, I said, oh my God, Tuca will kill me. It's like for sure. Or I can say she will love the surprise. Like this is just a prediction because the surprise hasn't happened yet. But I know that she loves surprises. So that's why I'm just doing this prediction, this real prediction, and I'm sure of what is going to happen. So she will love the surprise. Okay? So remember that. Real predictions will, right? So you see here, when we have the situation, we are not talking about near future, further future. We're not talking about it. We're talking about like maybe this prediction is like for a few minutes. Maybe it's like when I get home. Maybe it's like 20 minutes. Or she will love the surprise, which is in a year. You know what I mean? It's like there's no time related here. So that's when most of you might be confused in English. Like, should I use to be going to? Should I use will? Because let me give you a quick tip. Okay, I'm just like, good evening, Manuel, hello. I'm just telling you guys all the time, like, be careful with this. Remember that one, use will here. We're going to learn about going to. But one tip, one real life tip. When you're already talking to a native speaker or, I don't know, someone for another country, but whenever you're speaking English, all right, with another Brazilian, whatever, in the immersion. So guys, just keep something in your mind. Just bring that tip. Just carry this tip with you forever. Whenever you have to speak, speak. Don't think, speak, right? Like, don't stop your sentence in the middle with like imagine I want to tell you my plan for the weekend. And guys, I going to or will. Like, don't stop and think if it's will or going to. Just use the way you think it is. And after that, after the whole conversation, if you remember, you're like, okay, so I kind of had some questions with regards to the future, like where we're going to. Ooh, I used will and actually was going to that I should be. And try to identify your mistakes or the things that you do right, because both are important, right? Even if you just say something right and ooh, I think I learned that correctly because I can do it already. But At the moment you are speaking, don't think. Don't be like, what's the preposition? In, on, at, in, on. No, use anyone. Just try to speak, because just like Portuguese, English, German, Japanese, no one likes you to be like, just speak. Whether it's like well or going to, and after the whole conversation, you try to remember which one you used and if it was wrong, if it was right, and make it right for the next time. So try working hard so that the time you have to make it right, when you have the moment, just speak, right? That's my tip for you. Never stop. Don't feel like, oh my God, the other person won't understand. If you use will or if you use going to, they will understand you. They will understand you, right? But like, Erika, if they will understand me, why should I learn the difference? Because like, you're all here with me, and I believe you guys want to improve your English. I want you guys want to know how to speak English correctly, right? So that's why I want you all to understand the difference and use it correctly. But remember, at the time of your speaking, of your chance, just do it. Right? So, as I told you, real predictions. So, guys, we had these 8 forms here, the 4 ones that we reinforced, and now 4 more. And now we're going to have the structure that we have for the affirmative, negative, and also interrogative, right? So, there's something that you guys should be really careful, which is another very common mistake when it comes to the future in English, which is the preposition to, right? Isso acontece, vou falar mais um minutinho em português, porque a gente fala assim, né? Eu vou correr, tá? E eu vou usar o eu, porque é o que eu tô explicando agora. Então, a gente aprendeu que correr, vamos falar comer, vai, to eat, right? Comer, em inglês, to eat. E aí, a gente aprende a colocar will. Então, a gente fala o quê? Eu vou comer. I will to eat. The thing is, it's wrong to add to after will. So you are never, ever going to use I will to eat, I will to run, I will to speak. Don't do it, right? So instead, you're going to remove it and just go directly to the verb. So I will speak, I will talk, I will learn, I will play. And we're going to talk about the contraction form, okay? So I will dance. So you have will and the verb, and never ever use the preposition will after will. And before as well. But anyway, you got me, right? So, oh, another thing. It's the same words like will for I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Like simple present, we have I work, and then she works, right? When we're using will, it's I will, you will, she will, they will. It's not like wills or willed, right? It's just will for everyone. The same word. And, oh, time expressions. So, guys, as I was telling you guys in the beginning of our lesson today, have my coffee. It's kind of cold already, but I like cold coffee as well. Wow, coffee is coffee. So we have some time expressions that, in my opinion, it's super important to memorize. No, it's not only these ones, we have like many other ones, but I just brought some of them so you can memorize better and faster, okay? So guys, repeat after me, okay? After my snapping. So come on. Tomorrow. The day after tomorrow. Next week. Next weekend. Next Monday. Next month. Later. In some minutes. In July. On Saturday. On Monday. But Erika, how come in July, on Saturday, I don't know, how come these expressions are in the future? Because I always use like I usually go to the dentist on Saturday, and it's present tense. Yep, you use in July, on Monday, on Saturday for simple present, but everything will depend on your context, because when you say that you have to go to the dentist on Saturday, this is just like an appointment you made, or you can ever just tell someone that you go to the dentist on Saturdays, which is a routine, right? So every Saturday you have to go to the dentist. So I usually go to the dentist on Saturdays, right? But when I just tell you that I'll go to the dentist on Saturday, this is just like a different appointment, and this is something that I'll just go on Saturday because I don't know, I have something wrong with one of my teeth, and I just have to schedule an appointment and just go there and see my dentist or my doctor or whatever, right? So the time expression sometimes might be used for either present, past, or future, but guys, everything will depend on the context, right? So be careful with that. So I just gave you an idea and some really, really simple examples of time expressions in the future, like tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. In Portuguese, again, don't translate it, because if you translate it, you're just gonna say after tomorrow. Em português, a gente fala só depois de amanhã, né? Tipo, eu tenho que ir no médico depois de amanhã. A gente não fala eu tenho que ir no médico no dia depois de amanhã, right? But in English, you do have the word the day. So the day before yesterday, antes de ontem, the day before yesterday. Depois de amanhã, the day after tomorrow. Okay? Differences, like in Portuguese, we have some expressions. In English, we have other expressions. They have similar meanings, but don't translate. Just understand. Okay, this one is like in Portuguese, so depois de amanhã. E como é que fica em inglês? The day after tomorrow. Okay? One more thing. When you have like next week, next weekend, next month, mais uma dica, essa eu vou falar em português também. Toda vez que vocês tiverem, tá? Memorizem isso. Isso aí vocês vão carregar pro resto da vida de vocês, até porque não importa se é presente, passado ou futuro, tá? Anotem essas três. Deixa eu anotar aqui. Você camarada, hein? Vou anotar. Where are you? Here. Here, guys. Eu já falei isso em outras aulas. Não sei se vocês vão lembrar. This week, gente. Tô falando louca. This, next e last. Toda vez que vocês tiverem essas três palavrinhas mágicas e vocês forem utilizar relacionada a tempo, tá? Não a lugar. Então, se eu quero falar este mês, no mês que vem, no último mês, no mês passado, essa semana, semana que vem, na última semana, sei lá, gente. Tudo que for relacionado a tempo. Se eu falar este cômodo, o próximo cômodo, não estou falando de lugar, eu estou falando de tempo, tá? Então, esquece lugar. Toda vez que eu estiver falando de tempo, vocês não vão usar a preposição. Em português, a gente fala, eu tenho um compromisso no próximo sábado. No próximo. Aí dá uma vontade da gente falar in the next, on the next Saturday, right? And it's wrong. Every time you have this, next and last, and you're talking about time. Aqui, ó. Que é só para tempo, tá, gente? Para lugar você usa. Por exemplo, my dad is in this room. Meu pai está neste cômodo, neste quarto, nesta sala, sei lá, dependendo do room, no caso, para sala é empresa, por exemplo, né? He's in this room. Or cômodo, se eu quero falar. Or he is on the next. Ai, gente, tô péssima de exemplos hoje para lugar. Mas toda vez que você estiver se referindo a lugares, a regra muda. Você põe preposição, normal, bonitinho. Para tempo, especificamente, antes de this, next and last, next week, last Monday, this month, next month, next December, last July. Você não vai colocar on, the, in, the, it's wrong. So, if you have questions about it, just write it down. Anota se você tem dúvida disso, que é justamente porque, gente, o cérebro não memoriza tudo, tá? Então, anota, não colocar a preposição, ou seja, in, on, at, to, for, whatever, antes de this, next and last, quando eu estiver falando de tempo, Tá? Então, quiser colocar um exemplo, por exemplo. Um exemplo, por exemplo, é ótimo, né? So, I'll travel next week. Okay? I'll travel next week. Então, você não vai falar I'll travel on the next week, in the next week. I'll travel next week. Okay? Moving on. So, just some examples here. I'll work tonight. She will have dinner with me on Sunday. We'll talk to each other next week. They will cook us something special tomorrow. It will get thirsty in a few minutes. You will regret that in the future. Só uns exemplos aqui usando os time expressions, right? Contraction form. So this part is super interesting because contraction form in English, especially with regards to the future, guys, it's super used, like way used, like you have no idea. But I'd like to teach you how to say that. So for instance, you can say I will work tonight, which is not the contraction, but if you want to use the contraction, guys, ow. Que eu acho latim, ow, ow, ow. It's the contraction of I will. So I'll work tonight. That's it. I'll study later. I'll go to the gym at 9 p.m. I'll teach you that. So I'll. That's it. Just bark. Bark latim, tá? Se você não souber. Just bark. Okay? She'll have. Então, she will vai ficar she'll. She'll have dinner with me on Sunday. We will vai ficar will. We'll talk to each other next week. Will. We'll talk to each other next week. They will cook us. They'll cook us something special tomorrow. Vocês vão ter acesso ao áudio para treinar depois, tá? It will get, isso aqui é bem rapidinho. Só fala assim, it will get thirsty in a few minutes. And the last one, you'll regret, you will. It's kind of weird, but you're just in the middle of a sentence. It's not like slow motion, so you're not gonna have to like, you will regret. No, you regret. Você vai falar isso rapidinho, tá? Por isso que separado sou estranho. Mas você fala, you will. Eu faço em câmera lenta para vocês entenderem melhor. Mas you regret. É um you com um pouquinho de u. You regret that in the future. Okay? Negative form. Guys, negative form is basically adding not to the verb, which is will, right? Which is the one we're using. So, I will not. Oh, this is something interesting, guys. So, I will not, and then you have to add the verb, right? Just don't say, I will not, or I will to the movies. No, I will go to the movies. I will not go to the movies. So you really have to add the verb. Don't forget to add the verb. And not is related to will. So I will not. Or we also have the contraction form, which is won't. Won't. And the letter T, actually we say won't when we're separate. But whenever we have the contraction form, we're basically gonna we're not going to tell the T. So, I won't work tonight. Not I won't work tonight. Senão a gente quebra a frase, né? So, I won't work tonight. She won't have dinner with me on Sunday. We won't talk. Oh, we won't talk. Não é want, é won't. Só minha fechadinho. We won't talk to each other next week. They won't cook us something special tomorrow. It won't get thirsty in a few minutes. They won't regret that in the future. So that's the construction form. You can say, I will not work tonight, but I won't work tonight is like much more common. Interrogative form. So now it's time to ask questions. Hey, Amanda. So it's time to ask questions. And every time we want to ask questions using will, what are we gonna do, Erika? We're gonna just change the position, just like the verb to be, remember? You are my sister. Are you my sister? She is my daughter. Is she my daughter? So the same happens with will. Two wills, right? So will, like, you will go to the movies. Will you go to the movies? She will travel in a couple months. Will she travel in a couple months? You will marry me. Will you marry me? Okay. So don't forget to change the position. It's not like just changing the intonation or anything. You really have to change the position and bring it to the front. If you have like what, where, when, why, so you start your sentence with it, like what, where, when, why, and then will, and you continue your sentence, right? So, for example, will you work tonight? Will she have dinner with you on Sunday? Will you talk to each other next week? Will they cook us something special tomorrow? Will I get thirsty in a few minutes? Will you regret that in the future? So, guys, whenever you want to ask a question in English, just change the position. Yay! And we're done. Guys, will is the longest explanation ever. So that's why I took most of our class to explain will. Now, to be going to is going to be a little easier and quicker. So we're not going to spend 45 minutes more. Okay, so don't worry. This one is much simpler, especially because we have some structures here that we've learned previously, which makes everything a little easier. So this is another type of future, as I was telling you, which is to be, going to. Don't forget, it's not only going to. You got to have the verb to be in your sentence plus going to. But before talking the structure, I'd like to talk about the usage. So the first one is to talk about definite plans. Every time that you have plans, you've made it before. Things that you know for sure that you are going to do. I'm going to help you with your English. I've already planned that. Yeah, it's not a promise in this case, but it's my plan. They might sound the same, but it depends on your intentions. Is this your promise? Is this your plan? You can differentiate by the will and to be going to, right? She's not gonna talk to me, like definite plans. They're going to schedule a meeting now, another definite plans. Another usage, actions that will happen soon. So this is like near future, what we call near future, right? So I'm going to be a doctor in 2 months, right? So like if you've been studying, if you're a doctor and if you've been studying for like 5 years, 7 years, and 2 months is like nothing, right? She's going to have a baby in 3 weeks. She's going to deliver in 3 weeks. My parents are going to have dinner with me tonight. Another very planned, but for the near future. What else? 2 more, okay? Decisions made before the moment of speaking, right? So every time that you've made up your mind, you already know what you are going to do. It's more like definite plans. It's very similar, very, very similar. It's more like I've made up my mind. I know what I'm gonna do, and that's it. And it's near future, right? So I'm going to Walmart as soon as I finish this task, or she's going to work on this after the meeting, because this is something that she has already planned in her mind. Jimmy is going to play soccer after work, right? So these are some of the plans that we have related to the future, but we have planned before. Carlos, hang in there. I'm going to answer your question. Just let me finish, but I will answer to you, Carlos. Number 4, predictions based on assumptions. You don't know the real outcome. Guys, that's the main difference between will and going to. Remember will, that we had real predictions like, Tuka, my husband will kill me if I get home with my Jimmy Choo $3,000 shoes. Because I know this is going to happen for sure. But every time that we're just making some predictions, but we really don't know if it's gonna happen or not. We don't know the result. We don't know the real outcome. So the movie is going to be awesome. Like, you know, The Lion King, the movie that it's going to be launched in July. Like, I'm pretty sure we have all watched the cartoon, right? The Disney cartoon, The Lion King. I simply loved it. And now Disney has come up with the movie. I mean, real, like not real, but you got me, right? Characters and the real lion, and it's gonna be so real and it's gonna be amazing. And I can tell you guys the movie is going to be awesome. I don't know if it's gonna be awesome. Actually, this is something that I'm really, really expecting. But you know, how many times haven't we like made this decision saying, oh, the movie is gonna be awesome, and we just live the movies like it was the worst movie I have ever seen in my whole life. I had created so much expectation, and this movie is horrible. The characters is just like, the story is different. Like, imagine if Disney just changes totally the story of Lion King, and we get disappointed and said, oh, I just can't believe it. I hated it. But I thought the movie is going to be amazing. So I don't know the real outcome, but this is something that I expect to be awesome, right? It's going to be a freezing winter this year, guys. I just can't predict the future. Like every year here in Iowa, it's been like very cold. And this year, the cold weather has started, I don't know, much earlier. So that's why I'm telling you it's gonna be a freezing winter, because it started being freezing like much previously than I imagined. Or my parents are going to travel next month because they've mentioned, I don't know, or I saw my mom buying new clothes. So that's the reason I guess she's going to travel, you know. So these are just predictions based on things that I assume, things that I believe, but I don't know if it's going to happen for sure. You know, so these are 4 situations that we have with regards to the future using to be going to. Now, guys, talking about the future, I mean, the structure of to be going to in the affirmative, negative, and interrogative, it's just more like related to the verb to be, guys. So if you really remember how to use the verb to be, which I think you do, like you're pretty much okay with the future, because what you're gonna do in the affirmative is like, I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, plus going to, plus your verb. The only difference here is that you can say, like, I'm going to the movies. You don't need necessarily to add a verb after going to, but you can add, like, you gotta add something, right? Like a place or a verb, but it's just basically that action, you know, like something. You're gonna either choose one or the other, right? So I'm going to the movies, or I'm going to buy the tickets for the movies. You know what I mean? Well, here are the same time expressions that we've seen and repeated before. So tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and so on. And you can also use with the to be going to, okay? And some examples here. So I'm going to see my family on the weekend. We're going to buy a new car tomorrow. She's going to travel next week. It is going to be expensive. It's going to be freezing winter this year. You can say winter or winter. He's going to the movies with me now. So as you can see, you can add actions. So I'm going to see, or you can add places. He's going to the movies. I'm going to the park, right? Guys, contraction form. Going to is the same as gonna, right? So you can just add 2 contractions here. So I am going to see my family on the weekend. First contraction, I'm going to see my family on the weekend. Second contraction, I'm gonna see my family on the weekend. Só cuidado, porque gonna já é going to. Então, só não vai me duplicar esse to e falar gonna to, tá? Senão você vai estar falando, I'm going to drink. No, I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna study. I'm gonna play, right? I hear so many people just saying, I'm gonna to work. I'm gonna to play. E o que você está fazendo é, I'm going to work. I'm going to study. No, gonna is going to, right? So I'm gonna work. I'm going to work. I'm gonna rest. I'm going to rest, right? So that's it. And you can either say it's going to be expensive, it is going to be expensive, it's gonna be expensive, just whatever floats your boat. right? Guys, negative form, again, it's up to you. You gotta learn the verb to be and also use the negative form of the verb to be. So I am not. She is not, or she isn't. Remember, they are not, they aren't. So you just have to remember the structure of the verb to be, right? So I'm not gonna see my family on the weekend. We aren't gonna buy a new car tomorrow. Gente, por isso que eu falei que aqui é muito mais fácil, tá vendo? É só lembrar da estrutura do to be, né? Uma das primeiras coisas que eu acho que vocês aprenderam em inglês. Então, é só lembrar que é aren't, isn't. Você pode usar ele contraction form or not a contraction form, whatever floats your boat. I can say, we aren't gonna buy a... Você pode até trabalhar sempre com as duas contrações, tanto do verbo com a negativa, ó, we aren't, e depois o gonna, só não vai colocar o to depois, né? We aren't gonna buy a new car tomorrow. Or you just say, we are not gonna buy a new car tomorrow. We are not going to buy a new car tomorrow. There are so many options, but once you understand how these things work, you can just, you know, play with the verbs and also with the contractions, and everything becomes so much easier. It is not gonna be a freezing winter this year, or it isn't gonna be a freezing winter this year. Whatever floats your boat. Gente, whatever floats your boat é tipo, faz o que te dá na telha. Só siga as regras, mas você tem várias opções, vocês repararam, né? Like 4 options. Like, it is not gonna be a freezing winter. It's not gonna be a freezing winter. It isn't, na verdade 5. Gonna be a freezing winter. It's not... Na verdade, tem mais que isso, gente. Eu sou péssima de matemática, mas enfim. It's not going to be a freezing winter. Anyway, yeah, you have a lot. Interrogative form. Again, verb to be. Remember, every time we have the structure of the verb to be, we just change it, the position, and use it in the beginning. So... Are you going to see my family on the weekend? Like, the affirmative would be, you are going, right? Are you going to see my family on the weekend? Are we going to buy? Gente, só muda, só inverte o verbo to be, né? Jogou lá pra frente. Is she going to travel next week? Is it going to be expensive? Is it going to be a freezing winter this year? Is he going to the movies with me now? So this is like basically the structures that we have for future, will, and to be, going to, the usage. Guys, what I would say, it's the new thing here from our class, probably for most of you. I'm so like, it's basically for the fact that you got to understand the usage for will and to be, going to. Like when to use will and when to use going to. You know, like for promises, for threats, or, you know, near future, for a future, and so on. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna upload this material along with the homeworks, because I really want you to practice. Don't forget to listen to the MP3 file, both with related to the topic of our class, and also with the homework, right? And now, let me answer here before we finish, because Carlos is saying, assisti todas as suas aulas, você irá nos abandonar em junho com o encerramento do VIP. Carlos, eu não sei a programação, na verdade, mas o que vocês quiserem, acho que todos vocês sabem que eu tenho as redes sociais, são o meu trabalho hoje nas redes sociais, então, no Instagram, gente, ou vocês podem procurar por Erika Belmonte, Clube do Inglês, mas sim, eu só vou dar aula para vocês até dia 1º, acho que é 1º de junho, se eu não me engano, né, Ana? Acho que vocês todos receberam um e-mail. Então, até dia 1º de junho, o VIP. I would also like to understand, I have the same question, Carlos. Gente, mais informações sobre o porquê do VIP, essas coisas, eu vou pedir para vocês falarem com a Ana. Mas, de repente, sei lá, quem gostou das aulas e tudo mais, quiser saber... Eu, na verdade, trabalho com as aulas do Instagram, do YouTube. Então, procura lá por Clube do Inglês, tanto no Instagram, no YouTube também. Inclusive, amanhã subiremos um novo vlog aqui do USA. Bem legal, bem diferente. Esse é o 1º de junho. Obrigada, Ana. Mas aí, meus amores, calma que é muito tempo, tá? A gente tem muito tempo junto aqui. Abril só começou. Temos muitas aulas aqui ainda, então... Mas quem quiser acompanhar, ver meus stories no Instagram, porque vira e mexe, eu faço muitos stories aqui, mostrando um pouquinho da minha rotina aqui. Not all in English, but I try to speak mostly in English in there. But that's it. Let me say goodbye to you for today, because yeah, next week I'm back. Vocês não vão se virar tão rápido assim de mim, tá? Falei meu celular criando vida, gente. Meu celular é muito doido, gente. Essas tecnologias. Guys, thank you so much for watching this class, for watching this video. If you enjoyed today's class, don't forget to like this video here on YouTube. And let me know like what further topics you would like me to bring, what things that you would like to learn. And guys, I really hope you have understood today's topic. If this was your question, if I could help, I really hope I could have helped you all. Okay, guys, so thank you so much and see you all next Tuesday. See you guys. Bye-bye.